You've spent weeks planning the perfect trip. The hotel is booked, the tours are reserved, and your bags are almost packed. But right now, before you zip up that suitcase, there's something that flight attendants across every major airline wish they could tell every single senior traveler before they ever step foot in that terminal. And almost nobody talks about it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Flight attendants watch passengers board every single day, and they can often tell within minutes who is going to have a problem before that plane ever leaves the ground. Not because they're being judgmental, but because they've seen the same dangerous mistakes repeated over and over again. And the people most at risk? Travelers over 60 who are managing multiple medications and following outdated packing advice that simply doesn't hold up in 2026. So today we're going through 12 essential medication packing rules that crew members genuinely wish you knew before you ever reach the boarding gate. These aren't suggestions. These are the protocols that keep you safe, keep your prescriptions legal across borders, and make sure that a simple flight doesn't turn into a medical crisis. Let's get into it. Rule number 1 is what I call the carry-on mandate, and it is absolutely non-negotiable. If you have any medication that you take daily, any pill, any tablet, any liquid that your body depends on, it does not go in your checked luggage. Period. Full stop. In 2026, airline delays and lost baggage situations have become increasingly common, especially with expanded international routes and airport technology upgrades rolling out unevenly across major hubs. Your checked bag can end up in a completely different city than you. Your medication cannot afford that risk. Every life-critical pill you take should be in your carry-on or your personal item, accessible to you at all times. Rule number 2 takes that idea one step further. You need a 3-day emergency surplus packed into your personal item, separate from your main medication supply. Think about what happens when a flight gets diverted due to weather. What happens when there's a mechanical issue and you're stuck on a tarmac for hours longer than expected? What happens when a tech outage at a connecting airport pushes your layover from 2 hours to 2 days? Having just enough medication for the original trip duration is planning for a perfect world. Experienced travelers plan for the real world, and the real world is unpredictable. Rule number 3 is something most seniors have never been warned about, and it catches people off guard every single time. Gate-checked bags are one of the biggest threats to your medication schedule. When an overhead bin fills up and a gate agent asks you to check your bag at the aircraft door, that bag goes below the plane. You lose access to it for the entire flight. If your medication is in that bag, you have a serious problem. You have every right to refuse a gate check for medical reasons. Be polite but be firm. Tell the agent that your bag contains essential prescription medications and cannot be checked. They have accommodations available for exactly this situation. Now let's move into documentation because this is the area where seniors run into the most trouble at international security checkpoints, and it's entirely preventable. Rule number 4 is to carry a physical, written list of all your medications using their generic names, not just the brand names you're familiar with. Here's why this matters so much. A medication that you've taken for 20 years under one name may have a completely different name in another country. Customs officials and medical personnel abroad may not recognize your brand name at all. A generic name is universal. It crosses language barriers. It prevents confusion when you're trying to communicate with a pharmacist or a doctor in a country where English isn't the primary language. Write that list out, print it clearly, and keep it somewhere easily accessible in your bag. Rule number 5 is to photograph everything. Before you leave home, take clear photos of every single prescription label, every insurance card, every medical ID you carry, and store those images in a dedicated folder on your smartphone. This creates a digital backup that customs officials can verify if there's ever a question about whether your medications are legitimately prescribed. It also protects you if your physical documentation gets lost or damaged. This takes about 10 minutes to do, and it can save you hours of frustration at a security checkpoint or a customs desk. Rule number 6 applies specifically to anyone carrying injectable medications or liquid medications in quantities that exceed standard TSA volume limits. You need a physician's letter, not just a prescription label but an actual signed note from your doctor, explaining what the medication is, why you require it, and why you're carrying the volume that you're carrying. Modern security scanners at international airports in 2026 are more sophisticated than ever, but that also means they flag more items for additional screening. A clear professional physician letter removes any ambiguity and gets you through the process smoothly rather than standing in a secondary screening line for 45 minutes. Moving into organization, because how you pack your medications is just as important as what you pack. Rule number 7 is to switch from original bulky pill bottles to clear stackable containers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Don't I need the original bottles for security? And the answer is that you need the labels to be visible and your documentation to be in order, but you don't have to haul around a dozen oversized plastic bottles that eat up half your carry-on space. Clear stackable containers let inspectors see exactly what's inside. They save enormous amounts of room, and they keep everything organized. Just make sure whatever system you use keeps the medication information readable and accessible. Rule number 8 is about rethinking the weekly pill planner. Those large 7-day pill organizers that snap open in compartments have been a travel staple for decades, but they have a significant weakness. If one compartment opens accidentally or gets bumped the wrong way, you can lose an entire week's worth of medication in a single spill. What works better for travel is individual daily pouches, small sealed pouches for each day of your trip. A spill in one pouch affects one day, not 7. It's a simple change that eliminates a genuinely stressful problem. Rule number 9 is to build yourself a dedicated medical go bag. This is a small, separate pouch or bag that contains only your most essential medications and health tools, and it lives under the seat in front of you for the entire flight. Here's the scenario this prevents. You're in the middle of a crowded plane and you start feeling unwell. Your medication is in the overhead bin. Now you have to unbuckle, stand up, navigate past other passengers, reach into an overhead compartment while feeling terrible, and then make your way back to your seat. That's an exhausting and potentially dangerous situation. A go bag under the seat means your most critical items are always within arm's reach without any of that difficulty. Let's talk about temperature and timing, because this is the area where the consequences of getting it wrong can be the most severe. Rule number 10 is about temperature-sensitive medications, particularly insulin and biologics. If you rely on any medication that requires refrigeration or must stay within a specific temperature range, investing in a high-quality vacuum-insulated cooling wallet is essential. The technology available in 2026 has improved dramatically, and you can find cooling wallets that maintain stable temperatures for 30 hours or more. The cargo hold of a plane can reach extreme temperatures. Even the cabin can fluctuate. Protecting temperature-sensitive medication is not optional. It's survival planning. Rule number 11 addresses something that catches even experienced travelers off guard, and it involves time zones. When you're flying across multiple time zones on a long international route, your medication schedule can get genuinely confusing. Medications that are supposed to be taken every 12 hours, every 8 hours, or at a specific time of day get complicated when your body's clock and the local clock are suddenly 6, 8, or 10 hours apart. The solution is to work with your doctor before you travel to adjust your dosage schedule for your destination's time zone ahead of departure. This is not something to figure out in the air. It's something you plan on the ground with medical guidance. Getting this wrong can mean accidental double dosing or going too long without a necessary medication, and both outcomes are genuinely dangerous. Rule number 12 in this section, and one that many travelers feel shy about, is to proactively alert the lead flight attendant about your medical needs before the flight gets underway. If you require water at a specific interval to take medication, tell them. If your medication needs to be kept cool and you're concerned about temperature, tell them. If there's any scenario where you might need crew assistance related to your health, crew members are trained to help, and they genuinely want to. What they can't do is help you with a need they don't know about. A brief, calm conversation at the start of the flight can make the difference between a smooth journey and an in-flight emergency. Now let's talk about the in-flight response plan, because preparation doesn't stop at the gate. It extends to what happens if something goes wrong while you're in the air. Wearing a medical alert bracelet might feel like an old-fashioned suggestion, but it remains one of the most important safety tools any senior traveler can have. Here's the specific reason it matters on a plane. If you have a medical event and you're unable to speak or communicate clearly, that bracelet is the fastest way for crew members and any medical professionals on board to understand your condition and what interventions might be safe or dangerous for you. In a high-pressure emergency situation, those few seconds of clarity can be life-saving. Make sure the bracelet is visible, not hidden under a sleeve or jacket, and that it contains accurate, current information. Keeping a small snack or a glucose source with your medications is another practical step that too many seniors overlook. A number of commonly prescribed medications for seniors can cause nausea, dizziness, or stomach upset when taken without food. Airplane meal timing is unpredictable. Flights get delayed, service gets pushed back, and if you're sitting in the back of a long international flight, it might be a while before food reaches you. Having something small, a few crackers, some glucose tablets, a small packet of nuts, tucked in with your medications means you never have to take something on a completely empty stomach just because the timing didn't work out. And the final rule, the one that ties everything together, is the pre-departure checklist review. Before the cabin door closes and that plane pushes back from the gate, take 2 minutes to mentally run through everything. Is your go bag under the seat in front of you? Are your most critical medications accessible without having to stand up? Is your documentation where you can reach it quickly? Do you have your surplus medications covered? Have you alerted the crew to any needs? This brief review, done consistently every single time you fly, is your last line of defense before you're at 30,000 feet and options become limited. Here's what I want you to take away from everything we've covered today. The gap between how most senior travelers pack their medications and how they should pack them is significant. And that gap isn't about intelligence or experience, it's about access to the right information. Flight attendants see the consequences of that gap every single flight. Diverted passengers without enough medication to get through the delay. Travelers held up at customs because their documentation wasn't in order. Medical events that escalate because a critical pill was in a checked bag that never made it on the plane. You now have the 12 rules that change all of that. Carry-on mandate, emergency surplus, refusing gate checks for medical reasons, generic name lists, digital documentation backups, physician letters for injectables, clear containers, individual daily pouches, the medical go bag, temperature protection, time zone dosage adjustment, crew communication, medical alert bracelets, snacks with medications, and the final pre-departure check. Print this list. Share it with someone you love who travels, because the best trip of your life should stay exactly that, the best trip of your life. Safe travels.